Hello my beautiful Leos, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Lorien and I'm going to be doing your May 2018 tarot reading. So this is the Druidcraft tarot deck, and I can't remember who did it because I've misplaced the box. And this is the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck by Angela Hartfield, which we'll be consulting later on. So yeah, this is something that I use mostly for private readings, but they have been calling to me for quite a while now to do it, so here we are, we're using them for this month. If you do want a private reading from me, all the information is below. This one is a general reading for Leo Sun, Moon and Rising signs, so I would recommend you have a look at all the other aspects of your astrological makeup just to see if there's one more relevant to you, because sometimes Gemini is more relevant for me, and I'm a Scorpio but I have Gemini Moon, so if you have a look at those they might give you more answers. But if you do have specific questions, feel free to drop me a line or order a reading. So let's have a look and see what comes through. I apologise for the waxy mess that is here. This happens when you're a witch and your candle explodes on you. You just turn your back for a second and it's all blobbed on the floor. Okay, so let's see. I will have to say as well that this is the fourth time trying this video. I've had the postman, I've had dogs barking, I've had people calling me up, so hopefully this is when I'm going to be able to dedicate 100% of my time to you guys, and we'll get to the bottom of what's coming through for you, my dear Leos. There's a lot of red, so I don't know whether you're actually going into your root chakras this month, but there's a lot of red. And it does feel like there's an issue of faith coming through here, and having faith and wanting that structure, because sometimes you're quite a free spirit. I love my Leos. One of my best friends is a Leo, so I would say that there's a lot of faith coming through, structure. Yes, you are a free spirit. Yes, you like to have a little bit of freedom, but I feel like structure could be the best option for you. I've got these upside down. Okay, so Serenos. Well, it's not too bad, that one, even though, it is kind of the devil in normal things. I think that this is coming through just to say there's a laziness here. Let me just go forward with the rest of them though. Prince of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, lovely. Two of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the World. And at the bottom, you have the King of Swords. So I think he's maybe the clear thinking, the intellectual, the wanting to be a part of the very distinctive path forwards. It could also be a lawmaker, but I feel like you are a law unto yourself sometimes, and that could be what they're kind of saying to nip in the bud at least this month. I'm just going to move this up here. This is slightly different from normal months because these cards are big and I can't fit my normal spread on here, so let's have a look and see what comes before. So yeah, as I was saying before, there is a red colour still with me. Even though there's a lot of blue and greens here, there's a red colour before. And I would say that there are... There's a reversal coming in of previous issues that you've had. It's almost like you are bursting through a brick wall and you're finally on the road to a particular point of recovery. Now, I don't know why they say recovery and a very strong point, but recovery is coming forwards very strong. And I would say that there's a distinct connection with you feeling very low energy, very low vibe, and something that you've yet to heal from. You may not even recognize that this is something you need to heal from. It doesn't have to be a bereavement or a breakup or anything like that, but there is something that's still within you that you may have not just recovered from yet, and they're trying to ask you, I think, to come forwards with a little bit of honesty with yourself, a little bit of understanding that it's not weakness to feel sad sometimes. Now, I don't think that most of you have this problem in understanding that your sad feelings are not to be ashamed of, but some of you, not because of your ego, not because of anything else, some of you feel uncomfortable when it comes to emotion. And I would say that the greatness coming through is just to understand that emotion. One of the readings I did for you before, actually, before the postman came, before everything else happened, there were a lot of cups in this reading. But I still wasn't happy with the way that it was out, because I was like, well, this is just telling me one side of Leo. This tells me all the different sides of Leo at the moment. This still came out for you. So this is definitely something that they want you to know, and it's still in the same position as it was before. But it's something that I feel is coming forwards for you guys in a very grand central position. And I think that this is more like you are emotionally balanced, you're recovering at least. Let me just have a look and see what these two have to say, because I am constantly drawn to this area. So okay, so this is an awakening for you. I would say that here in particular, this comes forward with a great depth of understanding. I would say as well that this is not the typical devil card. It's just not. It's more about having that indulgence, and you may be you probably very much doing something that you kind of know that you shouldn't be investing time in. And now time is creeping back up at you. Responsibility is coming back up to you. Your guilt may be coming back up to you and saying, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And holding you accountable. So it may be just that you want to sit inside and watch TV all day because you have no energy, or the fact that you are not doing what you should be doing, or the fact that you're having an affair, or the fact that you haven't dealt with the million things you need to deal with because you just don't have the time and you're rushing around everywhere else. Something's going to creep back up at you, I think, this month if you're not careful. I'm not saying that this is to everybody, but just some of you. So what they're asking you to do in order to combat that and prevent that from happening, because it's not definitely going to happen, but just to prevent it, is to balance yourself out a little bit. So if you could, for instance, focus on two things. So she just kind of looks like she's thrown these things up in the air. She doesn't care where they land, and she's just juggling them, and they're still mid-flight, and she's like, I don't know which one to do. Make sure you focus. Take one day to do your health and one day to do relationships, or vice versa. Anything that you want to do, one day to do work, one day to do something else. Make sure that you are only focusing on those two things. Anything else that is not yours to deal with, but you have decided to do for other people, get rid of it, because this will bind you into a certain pattern. This will bind you into this certain feeling of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I must commit to this, I must commit to that. And you don't need that. It could also be the fact that some people are quite ignorant as to what you're going through, and you can't feel like you can express it to them. You may just need a friend to talk to and to connect with them in a general way, but it just feels like they're saying, look, don't let things slip you by. You need to balance yourself out. Even if it's just two things that you focus on every day, focus on it, and that'll get you healed, I think. But then you have the Knight of Pentacles, or the Prince of Pentacles here, and the Ten of Cups. So I would say that you do have this routine coming through, you do have this blockbusting mentality that's happening here, and I would say that this is quite a good duo to have, to be honest, because with this routine and with this efficiency and with this sort of motion that you're going through and the protection that he seems to give himself, you will have this completion of happiness and alignment with your truth, and just feeling like you have this completion. I normally call this the happy ever after card. Like, you feel like your emotions are on a high and you feel wonderful. But at the moment, I think sometimes this could be a blockage that you have to deal with to get to that stage. Now, I'm not saying happy ever after relates to romance alone. It's where you live, it's what you eat, it's what you do, it's who you speak to. So it could be that you reunite with a friend, or it could be that you just go on your own to travel somewhere. It doesn't mean that you actually are alone. What it means is that you're actually going forwards and trying to achieve this end. So you are making the means and making the actions and doing things and taking the steps to achieve this month. And I think that's a really good thing for you to do, really. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles with the World. Basically, the world is open for you. You are coming out of hibernation. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, this could be literal. We're only just getting out of winter, because April is still very cold for a lot of people. So you could still be coming out of winter in May, and you've got this kind of feeling of the dawn is just breaking. You have a lot of potential coming through, prosperity, new jobs, new beginnings, that sort of feeling. But it's kind of saying open your eyes to the world, come out and greet the world. You don't have to stay stuck where you are. You know, you don't have to succumb to challenges that may seem impossible to surmount. You know what I mean? It's that feeling of potential. It's that feeling of accomplishment and fulfillment. So again, you have two fulfilling cards here. So I would say that this is a very strong month for you to deal with things. Just push them, push them forwards and just try and deal with them. And then you can actually come forwards and go, oh, I'm so glad that a thing that I put off for so long is now off my shoulders, and now I can wake up to what's coming forwards to me. And this is actually one of the strongest readings I've done so far, because it's all about your empowerment and your concentration and your belief systems, your faith, your, again, the structure, the faith in yourself and the structure, what I was saying before the cards came out. There's faith and the structure coming through here. And I think with that faith that the structure is going to lead you somewhere, I think that's going to be quite a good thing to do. You may be looking internationally. You may be thinking, I want to go somewhere. Or you may be looking to move somewhere and start a new job somewhere else. Or somebody that you care about who's gone abroad or is abroad, maybe coming back to you. Or you want to connect with them, friend, past lover, family, doesn't matter. But somebody's coming in. And then we have this oracle card, just to round off the reading. Clear endeavour. Alright, so this is basically what I've just been saying. But yes, I feel like this is coming forwards for you in a very grand manner. And I would say that this is definitely something that you can connect with. Ironically enough, or maybe not, that added up is a 3. And this added up is a 3. So 2-3 cards is basically about focusing on yourself, communication, maybe being a bit selfish, but having that clear endeavour as to where you want to go first. And again, this is a very wintry type card, so it could be that you're going into winter or you're in a transitional month anyway, but it is definitely something about emerging from something and having that sort of crystal vision. So when we have, for instance, the cold of winter and all that sort of stuff, we go inside ourselves. And I think now you're opening up again. You're having a clear endeavour. So I wish you absolutely all the luck in the world to go through this month. Do let me know in the comments below as to what happens for you guys. And again, if you would like a personal reading from myself to answer some of your questions, all the links available are down below. But again, I wish you all the very best. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to reading for you soon.